visible, say yes and no.
Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. So yesterday we covered till here the housekeeping part. So we can continue from here. Just taking a quick recap. So we have seen the philosophy, then we have seen the major safety measures to be considered in the construction industry. Then we have seen hazards associated with these industries. Then we have seen the site planning and layout. Then we have seen safe access, how it is important, how we can do that. Then we covered the work permit system. What are the points will be covered in the work permit system. Then we have seen the construction safety checklist, okay, and as well as housekeeping. Hence, it is a key part in the construction sector. Okay, now we'll see some of the statutory provisions. So in this, as we know, the BOCW and Construction Workers Act 1996 and Central Rules 1998 under this act. The rules come in force in 1998 with 252 rules. Out of that, 200 are with respect to safety and health of the construction workers. Okay. You could also see the BOC Construction Rules 1998. It is also uh, publicly available resource. So if you see all the rules which will be applicable, so when we talk about these rules, so here also we have a safety committee for more than 500 and more workers. If you are ordinary employed, there you have to have a safety committee. Then one safety officer for every 500 workers and more. So here if you see in the manufacturing industries, as per the Factories Act, there you should ordinarily have 1,000 employees and more. You can or you must recruit a safety officer. So here it is 500 and plus. Then reporting of accidents, medical examination of the building workers, occupational health centers, construction medical officer, ambulance room, ambulance van, stretchers, occupational health services, notice of poisoning and occupational diseases, first aid boxes, emergency care services, provisions of working hours, rest intervals, spread over working holidays, notices, registers, latrine, urinals, etc. etc. So all these are the legal requirements with respect to the BOC rules. So if you see, most of them are very common in the Factories Act as well. If we talk about medical examinations, so we do pre-medical examinations, then periodical medical examinations. Then we talk about factory medical officer, ambulance room, then stretchers, occupational health center, then first aid boxes, emergency care services, working hours. These all are quite common requirements in manufacturing industries as well. Then chapter 4 of this BOC rules talk about 34 and 54 prescribes the excessive noise, vibration, fire prevention.
सर
Then yeah,
सर ये चैप्टर जो दिया हुआ है ये कौन सा है वो जो आपके इंस्टीट्यूट वाले बुक भेजे हैं उसमें है क्या ये?
किसमें? ये तो BOCW जो रूल्स के अंदर रहता है ये चैप्टर्स.
अच्छा 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 ठीक है सर.
हाँ.
Sir, these construction medical officer, ambulance room, etc. All these complaints has to be taken care by the safety officer.
It depends on organization, Chaitanya. So basically, what will happen? Few organizations, it is given to the HR team. Sometimes HR and safety together they do. In some organizations, completely safety will take care of this legal requirement. In some industries, there are IR department, so they also will use to take care. It depends on how the organization is defined the roles and responsibilities with respect to this legal requirements.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
There is no stringent rule that only safety officers should take care, but as a safety officer, we are in a position to advise, okay, these are the requirements are applicable to our nature of operations and size of industry. Then we have to communicate to the respective team so that they will take care of it. If the safety department itself it is taking care, then it is our complete role.
Okay,
Even
sir. Got
these legal requirements also, whenever any update comes in, we can also update in the committees. And recently, I have seen, I think, I mean, maybe there are other softwares also. It is not that I am promoting. In my previous organization, we are using Shield. There is a software. So there you will get the updates on this complete legal requirements. There is it is a paid subscription, so you have to take this subscription for yearly basis. There you will get the notifications, updates, because the structure will not change anywhere. So if you see in 1948 as in a Factories Act, it will not change the complete 1,000 page the rules or regulations or sections or the content of this. So maybe a portion of it, maybe specific section they will change or specific rule they will change. For example, I'm taking an example. Previously, if it is 250 and above, we have to provide a canteen facility. Maybe that number will come down to 150. So such a kind of minor corrections will happen. Even if you pertaining to this course point of view, so we have to know the essence of the requirement. Even in examination, I mentioned previously also, nobody will ask you to write the specific sections except Factories Act. They will ask you to write what are the sections under chapter 3, which is health chapter. And also they may ask chapter 4, which is safety, and chapter 4A, special provisions for hazardous processes. These are the three chapters which are frequently asked us to write the sections or only the headings of the section. If you are familiar with the section numbers, it is very good. If you are not familiar, you can only write the section headings. Otherwise, they will ask you simply, okay, what are the benefits of Factories Act? What are the various provisions in PESO, Petroleum Rules and Regulations? What about ESIC rules? So such a way they ask, where you write only the essence or the uses or the what are the obligations of Boiler Act. So such a way you will get the question. Legal is the easiest chapter actually. So you have to understand the overall the purpose of the specific act or rules. Then you can happily write that 5. I mean IS 105, which is a legislative paper. Okay. Then this chapter is talking about excessive weights as well as fire and vibration and other safety policies. Okay. Then overhead protection, dust and gases, fumes, and eye and head protection, chemical hazards, vehicular traffic, structural stability. So this is also one of the requirement. Stacking of materials, disposal of debris, use of safety helmets and shoes. These are the further protections we have to take care, especially in the construction sector. And the provisions are regarding registration, responsibilities and duties, lifting appliances and gear, runways, ramps, work on or adjacent to water, transport, earth moving equipments, concrete work, demolition, excavation, tunneling work, Step roofs, ladders are also catch platforms, safety belts, and nets, structural framework, stacking, unstacking, scaffolding, coffer dams, and also the licensed explosives, filing of powers of Director General of Inspectors. So these are the other provisions where the Director General of Inspector they will define the rules and the specific provisions. As we see in the Factories Act, when we say that 1.8 meters and above, if you take, if you are working at height, it has to be provided. All the pits and the openings, vessels or must be or flat tops must be have soundproof construction. Same way, here they will define. And there are n number of Indian standards. These are not the legal requirements. So if you talk about any product, you will have this standard, which are made. So these standards will give us an idea how a product is manufactured, what are the basic tests or inspections performed on specific product, or what are the guidelines which they are used to manufacture these products. So here you see for the safety excavation, there you will see the more guidance on excavation, how it has to be done, what are the different types we use, what are the equipments we use, how we can protect landsliding. Then we have scaffolding and ladders, which is 3696. There are two different parts. So there we talk about scaffolds and ladders, how it can be erected, what are the parts of the scaffolding, how the ladders are used, different types of ladders. Then we have a code for practice and design and construction of pile foundations. When you say piles, we just do a horizontal, vertical boring. There we insert in a concrete to stabilize the loose soils. Then here we have 2911 part 124. So blasting, drilling we have 4081. Underground blasting we have 6922. So how we can do, what are the safety precautions we have to follow, what are the procedures we have to follow. Then demolition of the buildings, then 4130. These are the various Indian standards where you will get an idea for better understanding. Again, it is not going to be an examination question you will get. So for if you are working in a specific industry, you will have the standards even for the fire extinguisher testing, even for the safety shoes and also safety helmet, nose mask. For everything you have a standard. So if you are having any questions or doubts when you are in the organization, just do a basic search in the Google Indian standard for any specific matter or activity or testing or a specific product, so that you can able to get if it is standard available. But most of them are available. Now we'll talk about the construction machineries. As we know, in construction sector we use different types of machineries, from smaller to the heavy machineries for various
Sir,
purposes. Or,
sir,
yeah,
can you repeat our Indian standard? I am note down. Then after this session revised.
Indian standard.
Yes, sir. Key Indian standard like excavation, work at height,
No,
housekeeping.
इधर तो है ना. You can search whatever you need, Navneet. If it is standard is available, you can get. So these are the all the numbers. You can take a screenshot of it, or you can search in the Google also. Or just a second. Uh, I'll come to another screen. I will share again. Okay. Hope my screen is visible, right? For example, I do IS for excavation. So you will get like this IS 3764. For example, scaffolding. You will get the number. I do for safety shoes. You will get the number. I do for pipeline color coding. You will get the number. Then I search for helmet. You will get the number. IS 2925. Or I can search for nose mask. You will get the number. So whatever you name it, even I
Sir,
can search for hand gloves. You will get the specific standard. It is the requirement of what specific gloves you are looking for. Again, for the insulated gloves are different. For rubber gloves, you could see 4770. For specific industry gloves, you have 6994. So whatever the gloves you are looking for based on activity, you can search. You will get the respective code. Okay.
sir, regarding the SHE portal also, paid portal.
Mhm.
Regarding the SHE paid portal, what you have said, what should
That
we
is a
search?
that is shield actually. SHEEL. Shield. Uh, shield online compiler. I think. Just a second.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
I don't know if it's not opening it. Uh, just a second. It's not opening. But you could see this the screenshot. This is how it looks. In the right side one, you will have all the provisions. There you have search option also. You will get the all the list of online. Okay. Yeah, this is how it looks. Once you have a subscription, you will get an email ID password. So you can enter. Once you enter, you can see the how the this thing looks. Technology. Okay, as I shown, the IS standards can be easily retrievable, so there is nothing hidden. I think you can use. I'm just uh, pasting in the chat box. This is the software, and a disclaimer: it is not a promotion. Just be understand. It is just an information. There is a software available for legal updates. Okay, because I've used it in my previous company, it will be helpful. So whenever sometimes it is not easy to remember all the provisions. You see in the Factories Act itself, it is including the Bare Acts, it is more than 1,000-page book. It is impossible to do it. But with this software, we can easily search with a keyword so that our life will be easy. Okay, again, I'll come back to the presentation. Okay. So as I said, we use different types of equipment from the pulleys to the earth moving equipments like bulldozers, trucks, pulleys, then also uh, hoist, etc. Here, if you see the lifting appliances, we use pulleys, chain pulley blocks, witches, hoist, derricks, sling poles, cranes, fixed or mobile cranes, lifting ropes, and slings, etc. So you could see in the sites pulleys or chain pulleys, also sometimes witches also, where we use these witches for uh, especially for pulling of the buckets, concrete buckets, or then the weights or the material shifting. Then hoist also say the rigs and gin poles I have not seen. Then cranes you will see. Then transporting equipment, which are earth moving and metal handling equipment. Here you have power shovels, then bulldozers, scrappers, pavers, and also road rollers, pile drivers, mobile asphalt layers or finishers. Then in the plant side, you'll have again concrete mixers, vibrators, pneumatic compressors, pneumatic tools or cartridge operated tools, electric tools, hand tools, conveyors, crusher plants, power generators, engines or silos, etc. So it depends on the site size, depends on the site requirement. We use various site of equipments. Even also, these all the equipments will not be used for the daily or in the entire project. At the specific stage of the project, you use a specific set of equipment. If you see in the excavation stage, where you use the transport equipments, excavators, then when the lifting is required, shifting of the materials or lifting of the materials, then you go for lifting appliances. Then plant and machineries you support in the back end. For example, if you see the concrete mixtures, so whenever you do concrete only, you do this. The vibrators for the settling of the concrete, the pneumatic tools, other equipments we use depends on the specific work activity. When you talk about the lifting appliances, you have pulleys. So selected pulleys are for the requirement. Steel or nylon rope should be used together. So the
Sir,
grooves.
why steel and nylon rope should not be used together?
Sorry,
Why, sir, steel and nylon rope should not be used together for lifting activity?
because if they rub together, the steel is more harder than nylon. It will have a chance to damage of the nylon rope because
But
of the
sir,
friction weight.
according to sir, weight load like TPI, when TPI both is same in line nylon rope or in steel rope, then we are not used.
So sorry, come again.
सर अगर मान लीजिए स्टील और नाइलॉन नाइलॉन रोप का टीपीआई सेम है, दोनों का अपना कैपेसिटी सेम है, तो दोनों को
हम्म।
साथ में यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं।
साथ में यूज नहीं कर सकते, इसका आई मीन मतलब क्या है कि दोनों जो रब होता है ना, तभी दोनों कांटेक्ट पे आता है। जो स्टील वाले ये नायलॉन वाले को खाने के लिए चांस ज़्यादा है, सो उसकी वजह से ये नहीं यूज करना पड़ता है। जो टीपीए का सेम है, यू कैन यूज सेपरेटली, यू आर नॉट सपोज टू यूज बिकॉज ऑफ फ्रिक्शन इट कैन हैव अ चांस टू डैमेज ऑफ द नायलॉन रोप। अभी जितना भी ताकत होगा, फिर भी तो इसका कमजोर होता है ना नाइलॉन कंपेरेटिवली स्टील।
बट सर हेवी 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 लिफ्टिंग के लिए तो नहीं यूज कर सकते, बट जैसे 1 टन 2 टन के लिए तो एक साइड
हाँ हाँ
अपना
हाँ,
वेब
यूज कर
सीलिंग लगा दिए और
सकते,
एक साइड जो है वो।
यूज कर सकते हैं,
हाँ।
यूज कर सकते
ओके।
हैं। Then this grooves, so here you see in the right hand side of the picture, so the groove should be uniform and also smooth, and the rope, which are wire or any fiber, should run freely in these grooves. The sheaves and also the shafts, hooks and pins should be checked before the use. The shaft where we connect these the pulleys, so they should be strong enough, and also they can able to bear the amount of weight which you are planning for lifting. And also lubrication for this the grooves, it should have applied so that it can have a smooth function. The sheave should be rotated freely on the shaft, which is inside. The shaft should be free from any defects or any cracks. worn out shafts should not be used. The anchorage should be firm and also strong. Anti-twister should be used to prevent the rubbing of the ropes with each other. When it's anti-twister, it is just the piece of uh, material where it can avoid the twisting of these ropes. Then we have chain pulley blocks. So as we know, these are used for from small to various sizes, from 1 ton to 5 ton or 10 ton or 15 ton chain pulley blocks. So again, these are under the section 29 of the Factories Act. Uh, it is has to be undergone through the third party inspections, which is nothing but uh, competent persons has to be inspected, or we can say calibration. Select the lifting capacity depending on the maximum load to be lifted. So whatever the capacity you are lifting, based on that you have to choose the this chain pulley blocks. 1 second. So this is how a chain pulley block look like. So one end you will be uh, anchored with a support. Then other end you will have a load to lift the specific material. So you will have the chains to lower or elevate the load. So check the slipping of the load or jamming of the links and the free operation. Here, this chain pulley block is using uh, chain for lifting up and lowering. The chain should not come out of the pulleys. So if you see this circular shape in portion, there you will have a pulley, a rotating pulley, where it should not come out, because these chains are free in motion. So due to a rapid operation or pulling, so there might be a chance of misalignment of this chains. So it should not be happen. It is better to lubricate before every use, and it should be periodically tested. Okay, and the anchorage should be strong and also rigid. It should be checked for the cracks, wear and tear, and also elongation. So anchor these hooks, as well as even chain also will have a cracks. Those also to be inspected. Then open out hooks and also tampered block or the puller should not be used. No conic blasting should be done on the chain pulley blocks, which means small adjustments or tampering we are not supposed to do. Sometimes due to the over a period of usage, there might be a chance of this opening of this throat. Even if you see the IS standard, for this also you will get a reference. IS standard for lifting hooks, there you will get. Even under BOC workers rules also, you have specific rules 55, 56 and 74, where the TPI inspection will happen for this specific equipment. Then witches, these are looks like the bottom picture. It is also working for load gear arrangement should be marked, and also which stand, which should be placed in a firm base and also properly anchored, and should be not be overloaded. This is also for the basic uh, lifting activity, and should not be overloaded. Brake and clutches arrangement, gear, pinion, meshing, a wire rope, and also clamping rope, drums, and also tie rope should be checked before every use. So previously, it is not so much motorized activity. So you'll have clutch, you have a gear to do a manual operation. Nowadays, you will see such a kind of sophisticated models where with a remote control we can able to operate. Then hoist, these are again the basic ones for every lifting uh, machineries. You will have this the hoist kind of setup. It is simple that you will have a hook setup for lowering and lifting of a specific job which you are attempting for a lift. So there are maybe inside or outdoor hoist towers should be erected for a firm foundation, securely braced and also the guided or anchored. The ladder's way should be extend from the boom to the top so that people can go to the specific hoist. The hoist way should be enclosed with the rigid panels or fencing at all the loading platforms access where any person is liable to struck by any moving part. And the shaft enclosure, except any approaches, should be minimum of 2 meters height from the floor and also the platform. And also here there is a chance of a person falling down from the hoist way, so it has to be protected. Then hoist engine or motor should be capable of controlling the heaviest loads. So everything is done with the motors as well as the counterweights. So those should be capable to handle the weight which you are attempting to lift. When the cage or platform reaches to the highest point, it should be stopped automatically. When you say cage, so here we have a limit switches. So if I take an example of EOT cranes, especially in the industries, what will happen once it reaches to the certain height, there you will have a limit switch. So more than that, it can't able to pull. After that, it is reaches to the maximum. So here we can avoid the overrun. In the sense, the cage also pulled over. Then we have transport and moving handling equipments. So here also we have different types of earth moving equipments, and depends on capacity and the specific purpose. So here all the vehicles and earth moving and material handling equipment should have following general provisions. So there should be sound design, a good design and sound material and construction, and adequate strength and maintained in good working order. And the principles of safety and ergonomics should be considered in the design operation. So when we say design operation, so what kind of vibration we can expose with these vehicles? Any guess? Random vibration or whole body vibration with the automobile or any vehicle? What kind of vibration you will be affected? So basically, when you talk about the vibrations we have seen in IS 102, there are two types of vibrations: hand down vibration and whole body vibration. When you say whole body vibration, it usually happens with the vehicles or automobiles where you used to drive the automobile. When I say hand down vibration, it happens with the hand tools or portable power tools or pneumatic tools. So here also you'll have an effect of vibration on your body, but mostly you will have the impact on hands. In the vehicle, wherever you are sitting in the vehicle and you are driving, there you will have the whole body vibration. Okay. So that's why we talk about ergonomic design. When we say ergonomics, so you should have comfortable seating posture. You should have adjustments to have a convenient position to drive for the longer distances, and also the options, the controls also easily accessible in your sitting posture. Then the operators should be well trained, medically examined, reliable, and also follow the signaling codes. So the operators and drivers of these vehicles should be trained as well, medically examined. For this crane operators or forklift operators or these vehicle operators, we do eye vision and color blindness. And again, this also we have two different periods. One is if a person is more than 40 years age, we do once in 6 months. If the person is below 40 years of age, we do once in 12 months. Then physically fit and above 18 years of age, they should be competent, reliable, and also follow the signaling codes. So they should be competent in driving, and also they should follow the signaling codes. So what kind of signaling codes will follow in construction sites, especially for the vehicle movement? Any guess? So when you talk about the signaling codes, first of all, we should have the speed limit restrictions and also the directions of the movement. And also, we do the signaling for especially well whenever they are reversing such heavy trucks, because sometimes it is not visible, or people may be involved, or people are working in that path of reversing of the vehicles. There we use the help of a flagman to guide the driver while taking the reverse. These are the basic signaling codes, or having high speed. Sometimes the security will be guiding the truck drivers in case of any vehicular traffic or any people movement on the road. I'm stopping here.